right, here we go again, and now we're going to go on to conditionals, if statements. This is big. These conditionals are going to come up forever and ever. So we got if statements here, if statements here. Onto unit 4, we have if statements here, and if statements will be here and here. So, yeah, get to know these. These are definitely important to know. So, 3, 2, 1, let's do some if statements. All right, we'll now learn how to use a conditional statement, also called an if statement, to run code only if some test or condition is true. For example, say that when the user presses the mouse, we want to draw a circle, but only if the press is on the left half of the canvas. That is, only if mouse X is less than 200. Here's the code for that. All right, so we have an on mouse press, and then we have if mouse X happens to be less than 200, then we can fill in a circle at mouse X, mouse Y. But only if mouse X is less than 200. So less than 200 is on the left-hand side. So if I click over here on the right, nothing should happen. Look at that. Nothing's happening. But if I click on the left where X is less than 200, I got myself some blue dots. Okay? So if mouse X is less than 200, then it will print a circle. When you make these if statements, don't forget this guy right here, the colon. All right? You must put that colon in. Just like at the end of an on mouse press statement or something like that, you have to put a colon in there or else crazy stuff happens. All right, so, yeah, I just kind of talked about that. Okay, in the previous example, what happens if we change mouse X is less than 200 to mouse Y is greater than 200? Well, what do you think will happen? If mouse Y is Y is up and down, greater than 200 is the bottom half, so I'm not even going to do it up there. The circle will only draw when we're at the bottom half of the canvas. Great job. All right, multiple lines in the body. So if mouse X is less than 200, then it'll do two things. Okay, that's no problem. It could do 1.5 million things if you really wanted to. It really doesn't matter how many you put in there, as long as you see how this is indented underneath the if statement. As long as it's indented underneath the if statement, it will run when this if statement is true. Okay, so if I do this, circle and star at the same time. But if I would take out this indent, okay, I still get circle and star, but the star will also show up over here. Okay, just to prove that's true, let me put that back in here. And now when I click over here, nothing. Okay. So for something to be true, if something happens, it has to be indented underneath the if statement. If it's not, it's going to ignore the if statement as if it wasn't even there. So line tip, look at that. I should have just went one more because it would have shown right there. But oh well, whatever. Cool. All right, another example. Let's see here. Left counter label. Okay. To find on mouse press, if mouse X is less than 200, then the circle will be printed and the counter value will go up by 1. And then on mouse press, it will also make a star wherever you click. Okay, so let's try this out. Star, 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 circle, and counter. Okay. That's because the star is always being printed no matter what. No matter where you click on here, it will always be printed. The circle will only be printed if the mouse X is less than 200. And the counter will only go up if the mouse X is less than 200. Okay? All right, checkpoint 2. If we indent the last line of the previous example so that it is in the body, what cells will a star be drawn in? Select all. Okay. So if we indent the last line of the previous example, so it's okay. So if I click here, stars will only be in here. So these two. Okay. I thought I was being tricked there, but we're good. So it's only on the left-hand side because then everything is under the less than 200. All right, some more tests. Okay, so these formula-looking things, they're just common things that are used in if statements. X is less than y, x is less than or equal to y, x is equal to y. Oh, that double equals is equal to. Is equal to. Okay, you're going to need to know that. This one is a pain in the butt. X is equal if x is equal to y. Okay, this one we'll use a couple times. X is not equal to y, so that's exclamation point equal sign. If x is not equal to y, then something happens. X is greater and x is greater than or equal to. So the following example uses is equal to test if we click the mouse 5 times. Okay, so let's see here. On mouse press, circle. So you'll create a circle and you'll create a star, and the counter will go up. If the total counter is equal to 5, then the app.background will turn light green. Okay. There it is. So on number 5, it turns to light green. If it is equal to number 5, it'll turn to light green. Okay. So, yeah, that's that. Let's see, checkpoint. Okay, here. Hint, be sure to use 2 equal signs when you are testing if 2 values are equal. If you only use 1 equal sign, Python will think you are setting a value, not testing it. All right, so say you would use just a single equal sign if you're doing like c.fill equals black. That means you are setting the fill value to black. You use a 2 equal sign if you're doing if c.fill is equal to black. It's real hard to explain that with just audio here. So you would put the if c.fill is equal to black. If that is a true statement, then whatever in the if statement would run. Man, once again, it's kind of hard to explain here, but as we do more examples, you'll understand what's going on. So, previous example, what happens if we change the double equal to just equal? I'll try it first. So, okay. So if total counter dot value equals 5, I don't think anything happens. Oh, look, we get an error right away. Okay. So it has to be equal to 5 because you're not changing it to 5. You are testing to see if it is the number 5. Okay. Code does not run for a syntax error. All right. So checkpoint 4 and checkpoint 5. Reset. Okay, so this is what we need to do. We need to click, because we've already done one that looked just like this, but we need to click and it needs to stop at 3. Okay, so here we go. On mouse press, increase the number of times we clicked on the cookie until it reaches 3. Place your code here. So let's see here. Do we have a label? Yeah, counter. Okay, so we do counter dot value. So on mouse press, so every time we press counter dot value will increase by 1. Okay, so every time we click, the value will increase by 1. But we need to stop it at 3. So we're going to do this. If counter dot value is less than 3, so that would be 0, 1, or 2, then counter dot value plus equals 1. So I'm going to take this out. I'm just going to throw it in here. Okay. So let's see how we did. And there you go. It stops right there. So if the counter dot value is less than 3, so if it's 0, 1, or 2, then when you click, it can go up to the next number. But once it hits 3, it stops. It stops going. That's what's going on here. Check. Back to note. And this guy right here. Reset. Thankfully, this counter knows how to count to more than 3. Click on the purple area of the canvas. Notice how the counter goes up. Yep, yes it does. Click in the white area of the canvas. Notice how it doesn't change. All right, so anywhere I click in purple, it goes up. Anywhere I click in white, it does not. Okay. How are we going to do this? Hint, every point in the purple area has mouse Y at least as big as mouse X. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of hint what we can do. So I'm going to do if mouse X is less than or equal to mouse Y. Less than or equal to mouse Y. So if mouse X is less than or equal to mouse Y, meaning if mouse X is a lower number than what mouse Y is, or if it's even the same, then it's going to activate this counter. Okay, so counter.value is going to be plus equals 1. All right, let's check it out. I click in the white, nothing. I click in the purple, there it goes. I check it, it's good. Now, if I didn't have equals in here, no, hold on, where's that? If I didn't have equals in here, if I just said mouse X is less than mouse Y, it'll run, sure, whatever. But when I check it, it's gonna be like, no, this is terrible. All right, because it's less than or equal to, because if you look up here, it starts at 0, 0, where they're both the same. It ends at 400, 400, where they're both the same. So it has to be less than or equal to in order for this to run correctly. Okay. All right, and let's see. Yeah, we could do one more here. 3, 2, 2 exercises. You need 2 points. I was not a fan of Feed the Kitty. If you want to do that, go ahead. More power to you. I don't. I gotta be honest with you. So I'm gonna do Sun and Moon. Reset. Okay. Let's click around and see what it does. Okay, we click. The sun follows where we go, and the moon mirrors. And we click down here, nothing happens. Okay. So we're going to have an if statement if mouse X or if mouse Y is greater than 200. Okay. Ooh, even more. Okay. So you can't hit right on the 200 because the sun would actually be below. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be if mouse Y is less than 180, because this looks to me like it's a 20 radius circle. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Sun we got to put in what our sun and our moon is first. Let's do that. Sun is a circle at, I guess it really doesn't matter where it's at. Let's just do 100 radius of 20 and a fill of gold. And down here, the moon circle, let's do 300 just so 100 is right about here. 300 is right about here. Actually, no, let's do 100 300. That means it'll start here and it'll start here. They'll already be mirroring each other. Okay. And then 20 and a fill of, what is this? Light gray. Okay. So run it. Okay. Good start. Now we got to make it so when we click, the sun follows us. All right. If mouse Y is less than, what do I say it was, 180? Yeah, okay, so here, the sun's bottom should not be able to be below the bottom of the sky. Bottom of the sky is sitting at 200, okay? See that 0, 200? It's sitting at 200. It has a radius of 20, which means it's 20 pixels from the center to the edge. So 20 minus 20 minus 200 is 180. So if mouse y is less than 180, then we're going to have sun dot center x equals mouse x, sun dot center y equals mouse y. Is that lowercase? That's lowercase. So if I run it, there we go. If I click underneath, nothing happens. Okay, sweet. Now all we need to do is have the moon mirror the sun. So let's do moon dot center x equals 400 minus mouse x. I do 400 minus because that's going to literally mirror wherever it is. See? Oh no, hold on. I messed up. I want to save that for mouse y because it does follow us on the x path, but the y path it goes opposite. Moon dot center y equals 400 minus mouse y. And if I run that, there we go. Now it's following exactly where I need it to go. All right, run, check. Back to course. All right, so I did this one for you. You need to do one more. Good luck. Once again, I would avoid the feed the kitty. Not a big fan of it. But if you want a challenge, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.
I've broken ribs, thumbs. I've dislocated my left shoulder 5 times, my right one 7 times.
What?
I've had 2 knee surgeries. I've had 9 concussions. Like, I've been beat up, bro. Yeah.